Hi everyone. So the last section is clustering. So we want to study Kmean clustering and hierarchical clustering. So first we want to study the K-means clustering. So suppose that we have observations in a space and we have K different clusters. And we want to determine the best classification rule. So note that we have observations, but these colors are not identified beforehand. So since we have one cluster around here, another cluster around here, so we want to automatically classify these two groups. So we don't have labels, so we don't have these colors. And K-mean clustering, we need K in advance. If K is equal to 2, the best classification is this figure. So these observations are classified as blue, and these observations are classified as yellow. If K is equal to 3, the story is different. So the algorithm identifies the one class here, and another class here, and the other class here. So still we don't have colors beforehand, but the algorithm determines these three clusters. K is equal to 4 is here. So this is one cluster, this is another cluster, this is another, and this is the other. So it's interesting to compare K is equal to 3 and K is equal to 4 because these clusters are totally different. For example, even K is equal to 4, these observations are in the same group, but K is equal to 3, some observations are in green group, and some observations are in yellow, and some observations are in blue. So K is really essential to determine the result of K-mean clustering. So this is an overview of the K-mean clustering algorithm. So K-mean clustering determines the classes by iterative procedures of two steps. So first step, determine the center of each cluster. And the second step, determine which cluster each observation belongs to. So we have to repeat this procedure again and again to achieve the optimal clustering rule. So this is one illustrative example. So this is original data and how to cluster it. This is just random clustering into 3 groups. Here K is equal to 3. This is given. Then we calculate the mean of each cluster. So we want to identify the characteristics of each cluster. Since this is random, so these 3 are only slight difference it have. But if we repeat this again and again, for example, these observations are closer to the center of the yellow cluster, so these observations will be classified as yellow group. So this is this state. If we repeat this again, we calculate the mean of each cluster. Now that we can almost identify the center of these 3 clusters. And we repeat and repeat again, then we finally get this result. So this is K-mean clustering.